Muirhead, Community Dietitian with the Qu'Appelle Tribal Council. Today I'm going to be showing you how to make a really simple, chunky vegetable soup. I'm using a recipe from the Basic Shelf Cookbook. For this recipe, we will be using a tablespoon of oil, an onion, a box of chicken broth plus 2 cups of water, potatoes, celery, carrots, zucchini, a can of tomatoes, a can of chickpeas, rinsed and drained, salt, pepper, and a tablespoon each of oregano, basil, and parsley. Begin by chopping the onion. Place your pot on medium heat and add approximately 1 tablespoon of oil. When it's hot, add your chopped onion to the pot. Stir occasionally as you let the onion cook for about 5 minutes. Meanwhile, you can chop your 3 to 4 celery stalks, 4 to 5 carrots, and 4 small potatoes or 2 large potatoes. When your onions are soft, add the chopped vegetables, the box of chicken broth, a can of diced tomatoes. You can turn up the heat to bring it to a boil. Add the can of drained and rinsed chickpeas and salt and pepper as desired. How much salt you add will depend on if your chicken broth had salt in it or not. Add 1 tablespoon each of oregano, basil, and parsley. At this point, I realized that the soup was much bigger than I had expected. Don't make my mistake. Start with a large pot. After switching to a larger pot, I had room to add 2 cups of water. At this point, you can turn up onto high to bring it to a boil. Once it's boiling, turn down to a simmer and place the lid on. Let the soup cook for about 15 minutes until the potatoes are almost tender. While you're waiting, you can chop your zucchini to have it ready to add. Take a taste of the broth to see if it needs any more seasonings. The broth that I had used had no salt added to it, so I needed to add a little more salt. Once the potatoes are almost tender, you can add the zucchini and let it cook for an additional 15 minutes. This recipe is very adaptable. You could use kidney beans instead of chickpeas. You could use many different vegetables, leftover vegetables, or frozen vegetables. I hope you enjoy this very simple, delicious, and nutritious soup.